Are you ready to stop the self-sabotage and create the life you desire? Well, in order for that to happen, you need to break free from the bad beliefs that are holding your success hostage. You need to optimize the stress by turning it into extra energy for success. And those hurtful habits? Well, we need to give that pain a purpose for progress. Welcome to Stop the Self-Sabotage and Create the Life You Desire podcast. Are you ready to move into 2022 in a way where it feels like a party and not a pity party? And not one where you feel like you're constantly having to pull up your big girl panties and deal with it. No, 2022 can be the year when you finally feel like you're healed. Those wounds don't get opened up, or maybe they don't get opened up as deeply anymore. But to do that, we have to understand how our powerful subconscious mind works, either for our benefit or based on our past programming and conditioning that was all around pain. I want this to be a party year for you, where you are celebrating the fact that you are rocking out your results. And in some areas, you're finally getting resolution. It's a chapter that's closed and you can move on. But to do that, you need to understand how your powerful mind works. And here's something I want you to think about. Whenever you're having a challenge, whenever there seems like a problem that keeps coming up and you don't have answers for it, can you do me a favor and just take everybody else's healing off the table for a little bit? It doesn't mean that you still don't have those relationships and those connections, but that you put them in maintenance mode and you focus on you. I've had to do that. You've probably already noticed that the podcast has been hit and miss over the last 2 to 3 months. That's because I was dealing with some things in my world that absolutely rocked me. I was dealing with someone in a close relationship with me that was acting out in a way that was completely inappropriate. And I had to focus on not them and not the relationship, but me and who I was being in the relationship. I also had someone very close to me receive the diagnosis of Alzheimer's. And you would think then the focus would need to be put on them and their plan for being as healthy as possible. Not until I got my plan in place. Not until I got my support people. Because you cannot give away what you do not possess. So just for a little bit, as we move into 2022, can you think about you? Become self-centered, not selfish. Selfish is when you give and give and give, thinking you're going to give something back because your giving is conditional, because that's what you were taught. That's what you were programmed to experience, except the people that you were giving to constantly moved the goalpost and you never got anywhere with it. So now you think you'll give and somebody will finally see how magnificent and brilliant you are and they'll give back what you are so desperately needing. But they won't, because dysfunctional givers attract dysfunctional takers. I want you to give because it's a fuller expression of who you are, not what you're going to give back. But in order to do that, I need you to be self-centered, where you understand you got to receive before you can achieve. Okay, so today is one of 3 trainings that I'm going to do for you, where we're going to go over 9 rules of the subconscious mind. And you get these rules on your side, you're going to find that it is so much easier to have a party for progress, and we're celebrating. And then when they work against you, it's a pity party and you feel like you're constantly having to pull yourself up, as I said earlier, you're going to have to put on your big girl panties. Well, that's because the wounded part of you, the younger you, who learned to give yourself away dysfunctionally, keeps getting triggered. And she's the one having to put on her big girl panties. Time that you move into protecting her. Time that you start loving her in the way that she never received. And you allow your wise woman to show up and go, girlfriend, I got this. Let's move forward. Okay. So we're going to cover 3 of these laws today under the physical plane, then 3 more under the emotional plane, and then 3 more under the mental plane. So if you were to take a pyramid and divide it into 3 levels, the bottom level is the physical, the middle level is the emotional, and the top level is the mental. Everything flows from the top down, from the mental level down. But it is also the hardest level to address. It can actually be easier to upgrade your beliefs when you start working at the level that's on the bottom, which is the physical plane. All right, so let's get right on into it. Rule number 1. Every thought produces its physical counterpart. I call it the coin. So if you take a coin where one side is heads and one side is tails, and you slice it, no matter how thin you slice it, you're always going to have a front side and a back side. So every thought then has its physical counterpart of an action. And actually how it works is that thought, that mental level, your pyramid, that thought then wraps itself in emotion. So the information, the data, then is wrapped with emotion. And then after that is wrapped in action. So if we want to get to the other side of what that belief is, we need to do it by changing our actions. In fact, after age 13, you cannot change a belief just by thinking about it and feeling good and pumping yourself up in front of the mirror and chanting your affirmations. Oh, come on, it would have already worked. No, after age 13, if you want to upgrade a belief, you have to give yourself consistent action, which is the reason why people with addictions have to prove to themselves and others through their actions, through spaced repetition of time, that the addiction no longer controls them. That they will no longer abuse themselves or others with addictions. I know, I'm a recovering alcoholic. Okay? So, we have to go from the tail, which is the action, to the head, which is the belief. And we do that with consistent action, spaced repetition. How long do you got to do it? You got to do it for 91 days. One of the things that I do is I train other people to become certified hypnotists. And just because you're a certified hypnotist does not mean people are going to show up and want to throw money at your door. No. You got to get out there and you've got to ask 91 days consistently for someone to do business with you every single day. Until now you've established your belief that you're actually in business for yourself. It's not an expensive hobby. Okay, now let's look at you. Maybe it's your finances that you want to improve. Okay. Are you finding every single day a way where you can offer more of your value and ask for more of that value? I mean, if you work for someone else, are you going to go into your boss and go, I want to put together a 3-month plan where at the end of the 3 months, we both agree that I am going to be more valuable to the company and compensated for such. We're not talking about just having a cost of living raise because you're there and you're doing the extra projects that they ask you to. Time for you to show up in a way of leadership. Okay? So, what about your health and wellness? What plan are you going to put together for the next 91 days? Let's just look at the first 30 days. I got my workout calendar right in front of me of what I expect to do after I get done with these recordings today. I've got my second workout that I need to do on my weights. So I've got it all planned out for the next 30 days. What about your love life and your friendships, those important relationships? Or maybe you are missing some important relationships. What's going to be your plan there? What are you going to do as far as putting yourself around others, whether in person or virtually, to where there's an opportunity to expand on discovering what you've got in common with people? What hobbies can you be looking at engaging in? What plan are you going to be putting together as far as increasing the relationships you've got right now? And, one of the things on that is healthy boundaries. It's time to boundary up. Quit expecting those people to meet your needs and quit allowing them to feed off of you. It's one of the things I've been working with my clients. I'm not going to get into how to do that right now, but you just need to know that boundaries are simply containers for your magnificence and brilliance. And if it's a healthy relationship, then the person that you're drawing a boundary with, while they may not like it to start with, they will recognize the reason why you're doing it, because it is to hold more of your energy and brilliance so you can bring a better you to that relationship. Or what about your career? Is there something that you need to be doing over the next 90 days as far as maybe there's a new skill you want to learn, or you want to mentor under someone, or you need to be mentoring somebody? And then the final level, what I'm doing is I'm going through the 5 to Thrive, which is finances, health, relationships, career, and then untapped potential. What is a result you want to experience in the untapped potential? Is there a hobby? Are there some things you want to investigate? Maybe travel in 2022. One of my clients is really excited because they've decided to start a greenhouse, something very simple, but because they love growth and they love gardening, and they're discovering how to do it here in the Midwest of the U.S., where it is going to be getting down to 5 below next week. Hello, what? Every time that shows up, I ask myself, do I really need to be doing this? I mean, I love the seasons changing, but maybe it's time to start looking at someplace warmer during the winter. Okay, maybe that's one of my untapped potential goals. So every thought produces its physical counterpart, but then the actions you take then will generate upgraded thoughts. So that's what we want to be looking at doing with the very first thing over the next 90 days. Now, don't try to do all these things at once. You'll overwhelm yourself on purpose. Find one that seems to be the one that gets you excited the most and move forward on it. Okay. Second rule that we're going to go by, which you're going to see how this dovetails nicely into the first one we did. Opposing experiences cannot be held at the same time. Opposing experiences cannot be held at the same time. You cannot be thinking about how pissed off you are at somebody and doing something loving and caring for them. You can take an action for them, but it will be an action based on resentment. So you cannot put yourself into a love action and not begin to have love thoughts about that person. So can you see why we started off with the first rule? What actions do you need to be taken that are all about you and what it is that you want to experience? Because you cannot hold the idea of, I can't, I shouldn't, I've tried it before, things never work out, the whole victim mentality. Based on that wounded younger you, the age you were when all that stuff showed up. You cannot take adult actions and have the immature younger you who's wounded continually to show up in your beliefs. It just doesn't work. So when you start taking the actions, the physical actions, that say, this is who I want to be. This is what I want to reveal about me. There's a level of brilliance and magnificence that you have yet to explore. 2022 is opening the door for it. Well, then you cannot stay in that immature area. With that being said, you are still going to have to do things to take care of her. You can't kick her to the curb. You can't suppress or repress. But the wounded part of you holds your wealth if you'll allow her to partner with your wise woman. But to do that, you have to start taking the actions that get into the agreement with the identity of who you want to be. So many times people go, well, how am I going to do this, Dawn? And I go, how doesn't show up until you decide the who. Who are you? What do you already possess that can be used? Then the how will start showing up. Okay. And then number 3 for today on the physical plane is successive yes sets. And what it means is that each suggestion that you act upon then makes it easier for you to act upon the next suggestion that has more complexity. When I go to hypnotize somebody, I don't start off with, and now taking an easy breath, and as you let it go, allow your eyes to close, and you've already got everything you want. Boom, we're done. Now give me money. Nope. I have to start out with keeping it simple. Take in an easy breath, and as you let it go, allow your eyes to close. And then from there, I get the compliance on that. And then I say, okay, now with your next breath, let's start letting go of just a little of any of the stress, tension, or strain that you've been holding on to. First, we're going to do it physically. And then after that, my client lets go of that a little bit. Then they get to release the stress, tension, and strain emotionally. Ooh, see how we're working our way up the pyramid? And then they do that. And then they can begin to release it mentally. And then after that, now they can begin to relax. Oh, because we needed to make a space for the relaxation. You want to know why you're having a hard time turning your dreams into reality? There is no space for them. Go back to the very beginning when I said everybody else's healing has got to come off the table. It's got to be you and you alone, self-centered to start with. But to do that, we need to begin with the simple things. Now, in hypnosis, which is simply a healing modality to get the subconscious agreement for upgraded identities on who you need to be, not based on your past painful experiences, but based on who you choose to be and giving that pain a purpose for the progress that you want to experience. We start out with the simple. By the time we get to the complex on that identity upgrade, you're there. You're ready. Because each time I've given a suggestion and you've complied with at least a piece of it, then it's easier for you to say yes to the next one. And this is the reason why you cannot use hypnosis to control somebody, because it has to go along with their values. And the value is, excuse me, I've already been controlled enough. I'm kicking that crap to the curb. I want to be in control of my own life. I can't hypnotize somebody to give me all their money. No, I'd already be rich and retired. Hello. I'd be on my own island. We wouldn't be doing this. So this is all about you regaining your control, choosing what you want to value. What areas of your life do you want fuller expression to be yourself at your very best? This is the reason why affirmations have been scientifically, behaviorally proven to freak you up, because you have jumped from zero at the bottom all the way to the top of the pyramid. Oh, I've already got this. I already got it going on. No, you don't. And your subconscious mind knows it. And it's kind of, nope. You did nothing to get the subconscious agreement. So it's not going to give you any type of compliance. In fact, it's actually going to cause challenges on purpose just to show you that no, you do not have it in control, because you never addressed the areas where your control was taken away from you. All right, so number one, the coin. Every thought produces its physical counterpart, its action. So you need to start upgrading the actions if you want to upgrade the identity. And then we went into opposing ideas cannot be held at the same time. It's known as the nap. Something's got to go to sleep. So you need to put that wounded you to bed. You need to tuck her in. Man, she's absolutely exhausted from having to show up in an adult world that she never had the skill set to operate in. And you need to let your wise woman come in and begin taking action. But to do that, then you need to go to the successive yes sets on the pyramid, and you need to start with the simple stuff and then work your way up. First, you start the simple on the actions, and then after that, you can start addressing emotions, and then after that, you can start addressing beliefs. But it's going to take 91 days for you to get there. Okay. If I can assist you with this, then reach out to me. Let's have a consult. 1-636-699-7791. You can text me and say that you want a 2022 consult. It's time to get your party on. But to do that, we have to discover the best parts of you. We'll discuss that in your consult. And then we'll decide if we're a good fit to work with each other. And you may decide, no, we're not. Hey, I'm cool with that. I may decide it too. But we don't know until we explore. So you can text me or you can call me 1-636-699-7791 and say you want to have a 2022 time to party consult. Okay? So look forward to us getting together tomorrow when we're going to be dealing with that middle level on your pyramid of power, your identity upgrade, which is emotional optimization. So until we get together, start taking that action that is going to lead to your identity upgrade.